friends. Hey friends, it is Cortney here. It is Wednesday and you are watching Cosmically Connected with Cortney Kane Sides. I am so excited to be with you tonight. Let's see how many of you are live with me. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. We are going to be talking about the Lionsgate Portal that is here with us. And before we get into it, as people are gathering in, we're going to wait for a few minutes, see if someone will join me. Tonight, we're going to have a great conversation, yes, about that Lionsgate Portal. It's been here. It's going to be at its peak tomorrow. So we're going to dive into all of that great information that's going to help you manifest and really work and connect with all of that. But before we get into that, I want to talk about the Conscious Awards. We just had the second annual Conscious Awards in Miami, Florida. And how many of you guys here tonight were there? I met so many of you. So many of you were sharing your usernames with me, coming up, saying hi, giving me a big hug. And let me tell you, it was so cool to see you. There's everybody. Peace and love, everyone. Yes, I love it. Hi, guys. Yes, so happy you guys are here. So how many of you all, again, were in Miami? Give me a little emoji and say, yes, I was there in Miami, Cortney. Yes, it was so cool. I absolutely loved. By the way, I'm in, where am I? In Vegas. Flew out to Vegas yesterday and got in here actually really early this morning for an amazing podcast. By the way, I was on Mike Kelly's podcast today. It was a really, really cool experience and cannot wait until that podcast goes live, but it was an awesome experience. Let me tell you that, guys, those of you again who were at the Conscious Awards, what an incredible experience. It was really, really beautiful. Again, to see so many amazing thought leaders under the same roof, to see so many of you guys that listen to my podcast, to listen to everybody else's podcast here on the Forbidden Knowledge Network, and to hug your neck. What an incredible, and by the way, look, now listen, I was up for a nominee for spiritual leader of the among some really brilliant, amazing spiritual teachers. And let me tell you, just to have been nominated, I know people say that all the time, but just to have been nominated was so incredible. But my dear friend, Doc B, you guys know him very well, he got the award. But I did get this beautiful award. So this was the contribution for this beautiful podcast. And I was so excited to receive it. So guys, thank you. This is because of you. I appreciate every one of you liking, subscribing, and following, of course, along through Instagram, my Facebook, and my own personal YouTube page, Cosmically Connected with Cortney Kane Sides here on YouTube. Go check it out. If you don't subscribe and follow, the world to me if you did. But guys, thank you again. Beautiful, beautiful award. The Forbidden Knowledge family and the team did such an incredible job too, let me tell you. So great. And so let's see. Somebody says, where's Billy? Listen, you are watching my podcast. I'm Cortney Kane Sides. I have had a podcast here on the Forbidden Knowledge Network every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central for the last 3 years. So thank you for being new here. I appreciate you, and I'm so happy you're here, right? So let's take a breath, everybody. Everybody do me a favor, hit subscribe, hit like, and let's forward this to your buddies, to your friends. That, again, would mean so much to me. And let's take a breath in. Let's call on those guides and angels, and let's jump into what we can expect with this Lion's Gate, the portal that's kind of opening up for us. Guys, take a good deep breath in. Big exhale out. All right, so guides and angels on our right, guides and angels on our left, guides and angels in front, and guides and angels in back to balance and harmonize our time here, leaving us in the light, and allow nothing but the highest, truest, or the best to manifest upon us now. So this Lionsgate Portal, also known as Lion's Portal, is also known as that Lionsgate, is a cosmic event, right? And it does occur every year. Now, the reason this year feels a little special, and by the way, it goes from July 28th, so it's already been happening. Some of you might have already been noticing these shifts, but the big manifestation day, guys, is tomorrow. You know why? Because it's August 8th, 2024. 2 + 2, 4, 4 + 4, 8. So it's an 888. This is big. If you're into manifestation, if you're into meditation, if you're into doing the work, attracting, what is yours, this abundance in all forms. And I want to use Tim Story's word, suddenly. Not expecting it to come one day, but we're expecting abundance in all forms suddenly, right? This 888 is going to be a really important time to go ahead and understand that this is the day. If you're not going to do it on any other day through this time frame, from July 28th through August 12th is when this ends. If you're going to do it at any point, do it tomorrow, my friends. I had somebody text me late last night and said, oh my gosh, is this really a thing? What do I need to do? And I just said, just meditate. Don't be fearful. Don't be freaking out about it. Just simply meditate. She said, what time? Is there a better time than a different time? And I said, hey, how about 8 a.m.? How about 8 p.m.? Choose your time. Somebody else might be on here and say, nope, this is the time that works for me. Work what works for you. All right. You do you, my friends. But for me, I am going to be meditating and really connecting every one of these days, but specifically at 8 a.m. tomorrow and 8 p.m. as well. And so the reason that tomorrow is so important again is because it's peaking, that 888. So many of us understand that circle 8, guys, it's like infinity, right? It's abundance. It never ends. And very often we're not taught to think and believe that abundance is ours, right? By the way, I'm going to pause and just tell you the setup. I've got all kinds of different contraptions holding my phone up, holding my light up. I want you to know that it doesn't have to be perfect for you guys to begin the thing, right? Just do what you do, right? Look at all those comments. Thank you guys for being here. So again, the reason this video is it is kind of a heightened time for spirituality. You're going to see that as something that you're noticing, and the energy. I've made some notes here, so if you see me looking at it, this is what that is. It's all my good notes, so I can help you guys work through it. The energy is going to be super, super powerful, and the manifestation opportunities are gonna be great. So this right now, guys, is a really beautiful time for you to be specific. Be specific about the kind of abundance you're needing, although expecting, again, yes, it in all forms, but the kind of specific thing that it is that you're needing. If it's healing, if it's a health-oriented thing, if it is a financial thing, be really specific about the outcome that it is that you're needing to come up for you, that you're needing it to show up in your life, right? So be very specific about these things right now. And also, by the way, this Lionsgate name, it comes from, it's astrology alignment with Leo, right? And the lion, by the way, is that Leo symbol, right? How many Leos are in the house? I believe that if you have Leo in your sign, it's going to be really incredible for you too. Now, somebody I noticed on the comment earlier, I can't remember your username, so thank you, my friend, for your comment, but he like, what does this mean if there is a leap year situation happening? And I researched for you, and I actually could not find any information on that for you. I have a really good friend, Joseph P. Anthony. He's a colleague that I used to do some conventions and things like that with out of Arizona, and I think he travels all over the place now. But he's an amazing astrologer. Look him up. He's pretty great. Another person that I really love to kind of look for information from is also the Leo King. So check him out. He's always great information on astrology. So we're running down kind of the things that you need to know. But as far as the specific details about maybe your sun sign and this, I want you to go check them out. They're really, really great. And they're giving a lot of amazing information right now. So I want you to check it out. Okay. So what can we expect? Somebody says, I had a dream I caught that looked like a dragonfly. One hatch, took off. Never had a dream like that. Been healing physically and spiritually. I feel like that's a big deal. I feel like that's a really, really cool dream, right? How many of you have been dreaming a lot, very vivid dreams right now? Give me an emoji if you have. I've been noticing some dreams. I can tell you that when I notice dreams, I know I'm going through some sort of a transformation spiritually, almost like going through that next cycle of something being observed or understood in a really beautiful way. And so really pay attention to those dreams, my friend. I feel like they're very important. Okay. So again, so right now, alignment with the sun, it's bringing powerful spiritual upgrades to us all. Okay. And how many feeling those upgrades spiritually, even feeling like maybe you're needing to spend more time, connecting to your own spiritual practices, your routines, your rhythms. One might call them rituals, whatever that is for you. Really watch that and invite that in for you. So if you're feeling as though you need more of that, really infuse your energy with those things right now in this moment. I believe that it can be really, really heightened right now, especially during this Lionsgate Portal and tomorrow. So really, really be mindful of where you're putting your energy, right? And the Leo season, by the way, associated it with the heart, with bravery and strength. Okay. How many people out there know Leos? Heart, bravery, and strength. Think about it, right? And so this is a really, really potent time for you to be heart-centered and again, go into those major of manifestation. Okay. So I want you to be really clear about where you're putting your mind in every detail in your life. Okay. So healing and transformation, big healing and transformation is something that to be happening for us right now. Okay. Somebody says definitely getting downloads and financial abundance. Look at you, my friend. That's that 8. That 8, it's abundant health, abundant love, abundant peace, abundant, all of that. Big things to happen. Now, if you're like, it's not going to, guess what? It's not going to for you. But if you're somebody who understands that you're going to kind of sign on to that optimism, to that solutions, and actually then take action, that's a big part. If you're going to take action, you're going to see big changes coming into your life. And this is the time to be doing this, okay? This is major time to be doing this. Yes. So again, healing and transformation, bringing about deep healing and releasing old traumas, old patterns that aren't working for you. You're going to notice some of these things kind of slipping away from your life. So you might be noticing relationships change. You might be needing to have more communication on some of the, maybe if you're in a partnership and a relationship, you might be needing to have conversations about the things that I almost want to say regroup. Okay. So you be open to, let's say, constructive criticism. I love constructive criticism, guys. I feel like it helps, shine up my diamond, if you will. It helps me get better and better. I can hear it. And I can take, if you love somebody and you really trust them and you ask them their truth, they can, my friend, help you grow in such beautiful ways right now. So ask what it is that other, those closest to you are witnessing. Okay. Now, when I say that, we want to make sure that we're speaking to people who actually are solution-based, by the way. Okay. Right. Anita Hall says, time is just weird right now. I feel like I'm sleeping for hours, but I look at the clock and it's only been 30 minutes. Leaves me a little exhausted. Anybody else notice that? I'm noticing that. Time's very interesting. I think that time started changing for me about a year ago. I'm curious, anybody else in the comments notice something really different with time? So I do that. I get so much more done now when I'm like doing just the mundane. So I'll be thinking, oh my gosh, I've got a client in 10 minutes. And so I'm running around doing some things and I'll look and I feel like it's been 10 minutes and it's like been 3. Okay. Very interesting. So I'm kind of noticing that too, my friend. Time is interesting. Notate it, write it down, see when it shifts, sees when it changes. It might be different for you than it is for the next person, right? Other side says absolutely has to be the collective consciousness. Yep. So many of you are noticing it. Some says noticing time going faster. I love that, Tim. Thank you for that. So again, right now, what are we doing tomorrow? We're manifestation. We're manifesting all this power that this Leo time has for us right now. It's going to be amplifying and engaging just even more of that potent energy. And it's going to be such a beautiful time to set, again, those specific intentions, getting really, really clear. I feel like I say this all the time, but it relates to everything, my friends, getting really clear with your intentions, really clear with your goals, and really clear what action needs to be taken. And not putting things on the back burner now if you feel especially passionate about them, okay? And so doing all of these things, taking that aligned action towards those manifestations, it's going to be accelerated too. So changes to happen, right? My fiance, just a couple weeks ago, three or 4 weeks ago, I had a few opportunities come up, and he said, you know what, I think we need to come from a place of yes. From a place of yes. And when he said it, I just was like, ooh, I was kind of nervous thinking, should we do this? Should we do this? And he do it. It's a yes. And so it's interesting when you feel encouraged about something, even when you don't exactly know how it might take effect, how it might happen. If you come from a place of yes and yes, even if the finances aren't there for this opportunity or that opportunity, say yes and watch the world collaborate with you for it to come together. Okay. And with this Lionsgate Portal, my friend, today and this time, especially tomorrow, especially 888, it's going to be such a beautiful day of massive acceleration. Okay. So jot these things down, these goals, the intentions. And again, don't be afraid to be specific. And again, Tim Story's words, I hear them in my head always, suddenly. Expect these things with no attachment to them, exhaling the energy out, seeing it and feeling them be here in this space. Feel this being handed to you and see the curve on your mouth in awe and the awe of the amazement of receiving said thing, said option, said opportunity, said whatever, right? And allow yourself to come from a place of yes. Now, I know that very often feels so foreign for so many, especially when life hasn't been easy, right? Maybe it hasn't been, but when's it going to change? You're the only one that can change it. Natasha says, even if the finances aren't there, people got your back. That's right. That is so true. Trucker says, I had a dream of a lion, but this one was huge, bigger than those in the zoo. And he was roaring at me. I love that. I love that. Maybe that's the strength. Maybe it's time to kind of take on that strength of that lion and really embody the heart. You have all of those things. Tim says, good instruction. Been struggling a lot with how to do that. So thank you, my friend. Listen, we all go through moments. Every one of us does, right? Where we need encouragement from our friend, our partner, from even soul, spirit connection. Maybe if we're on the women's panel. By the way, side note, guys, the women on Saturday, wow, incredible. We had Elizabeth hosting the amazing group, Olivia Smith, Mystique, Kika Wise, Ashley Joy Boyd, and myself. And what a beautiful time of shared experience. And talk about, saying yes and getting out of your own way, right? So having just certain connections with people. And I even shared something this past weekend in that panel where I remember for so long, for quite a while, my circle got really tight, really tiny. And so much that I had my assistant and even another family member had even said, wow, Cortney, it doesn't really feel like you've got a lot of, connections or friends or anything like that. And I was kind of like offended, a little like, wow, shocked. And I did, but I really wasn't connecting a lot with some. But it was more so because my energy was changing. And in order for me to grow, I had to kind of go into a cocoon. So when you're feeling like you may not have those friends or people that you can rely on to help, maybe it's time for you to go within. Maybe it's time for you to, nest a bit, do the work, meditate, show grace to yourself, and watch yourself in time, your energy bloom. I'm telling you, okay? Bloom. Because it will. It will. So with that, again, you might be getting lots of energy downloads right now. How many of you are getting lots and lots of energy downloads? It's something that you're going to see. If that's something you get all the time, then amazing. But if you don't normally get a lot of kind of insights and downloads, this might be the time for you that you start to receive more insight, more gut knowing, more affirming, ooh, this direction is where I need to go, right? So really watch that. Again, setting clear, specific intentions. Also using affirmations right now, using a lot of affirmations that work for you. Tim says, what's a download? So if you're in meditation and connecting to source, spirit, God, your guides and angels, just moments of a heightened thought, a heightened bit of information that kind of feels as though it kind of is just put on you, right? That you've received it either telepathically. Sometimes I refer to it as a knowing without knowing how you know, but just just a very, very a hunch, just a hunch. Now, when I started to receive things like that, I would write those things down in a book. You guys have heard me refer to that book often. I call it the I'm Not Crazy book. And so getting that notebook, writing your aha moments down, and watching yourself kind of have your own awakening, simply tracking those experiences. So if you're not used to doing that, now's a really, really beautiful time to start doing that, right? It's going to help you connect back to your higher self, your higher knowing, and even just confirm with you more of what you know to be true, so that you're also not looking externally for your own connection with your own soul knowing, if you will. Okay? Yes. I love that. So using those affirmations, repeating them will reprogram very often your subconscious mind, by the way, okay? It's going to align you with more of what it is that you desire in this experience and life of yours, okay? Yes. Luth says, I take mine down in digital notes. I love that. Awesome. Guys, thank you again for being here. Do me a favor, hit that like button and hit subscribe. When we're done here, please also do me a favor. I'd love for you to go over to my own personal YouTube page, Cosmically Connected with Cortney Kane Sides, and hit my Instagram page up too. Really, really trying to connect with everybody there. That would mean the world to me if you're loving this content. I want to keep creating more for you and keep connecting with you. That's a really beautiful way to keep in contact with all of the in-person and virtual events. We're also talking about doing a tour coming up. So I'm super excited about getting into more information like that, doing more groups and actual readings for everybody. That's going to be super, super exciting. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate that. Sean says, I'm going to subscribe to your channel. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate so much. So also, we just talked about affirmations. We talked about creating specific intentions. Now, practicing gratitude, right? How many of you struggle, honestly? Let's be honest. If you struggle with gratitude, put me in those comments. I want you to be honest. I want to see it here. Okay? The thing is this. I'm an optimist, always have been. I've had moments in my life where, oh, sure, life isn't always easy, right? But I drudged through it, and I knew that it was going to get better. I knew it was going to get to a better place. This is not an easy thing for people. It's not an easy thing for people. Very often, thank you guys for being so honest with me tonight. I love that. Listen, this is time. This is the time. Today, tomorrow, the rest of your life. Take a breath with me. Start to understand that you being optimistic and solution-based is a beautiful thing. You're literally putting your order into the universe. You're saying, I'm expecting things to go my way. And I know sometimes, my friends, that feels crazy because we haven't been raised to think that. We haven't been raised to always see how easy things can be. And I know it's not always easy. I could give you a whole list of life things that have happened. But through every life thing, let me tell you guys, it's why I'm here today. It's why I mother the way I do. It's why I friend the way I friend. It's why I love the way I love. And I have no other option in my life but to know, like I know, like I know, that it's going to be beautiful because it has to be. It's going to be better and go my way because it has to be, because it's going. We are always also looked at as the crazy ones. Let me tell you, it's okay. It's okay. Dare to be the crazy one. I have well, first of all, this podcast, it's been 3 years now here on the Forbidden Knowledge Network. It's been amazing. So grateful. I love every one of you. I've met so many of you at the Conscious Awards this past weekend, and it means the world to me. Many of you were referencing different past shows that changed your life in this way or that way. I heard that so many times, and it feels, oh, wait, what? Because often when you're doing something like this, sometimes you see it looks as though I'm on my end, I'm talking to myself to a screen. I see those comments, and that is what keeps me here, my friends. But if you go back to the very first podcast, it's not great quality. I mean, I did it on my phone, which tonight I'm doing, but I'm usually in my studio, in my home office, my home podcast studio. But you got to start somewhere. You got to do it. And you got to expect things to you're showing up and it's going to be beautiful. You can't wait for things to be perfect to begin. I say that because, again, I had a really, really cool experience being a guest on Sean Mike Kelly's podcast today in Vegas. That's why I'm here. And he has the #1 podcast on Apple, right? I can't even speak. It's huge. It's such a big deal. Such a huge goal. I'm so grateful. That's so cool. If you'd have told me that I'd be doing that, I think you were crazy. But I have a nephew that has a sweet podcast. And if I knew the darn name of it off the top of my head, I'd say go listen to it. If you want it and you want to follow it because you're going to support somebody who has a dream, DM me on Instagram and I'll send it to you. It would mean the world for you to follow that one too for me if you would. But I sent him that picture and I just said, hey, don't you ever give up. Don't give up. Look at what this kid's doing. And he's doing it. Guys, I want you to not be afraid to start today. And today with this Lionsgate Portal is the perfect time for you to start manifesting the life, the dreams, the family, the heart that you know that you're ready for. You've been feeling it for quite some time. Another really cool thing that happened in the last, few days, there was a client of mine. I just saw her mother on here. So I love you. I saw you, my dear. But this particular client of mine is young, super sweet. She has had multiple sessions. She's been a client for many years. And she posted something today on Instagram. And it was her dream gig, the dream gig. That just, I don't know, 4, 5, 6, I don't know how many years ago, she heard it in her session that yes, it was happening. But sometimes these dreams feel sometimes out of reach. But my friend, sometimes it takes time. I want you to understand if you keep taking thoughtful and aligned action, you're going to conquer the thing. You're going to heal the thing. Tina says, yes, I'm so ready. Yes, you're ready. So think when you're in meditation, feel and receive suddenly and today. It's amazing to know that we can co-create. And my friends, that's exactly what we're doing. We are literally co-creating with the universe. Now is the time for you to make it happen. And this Lionsgate Portal is perfect timing for you, okay? Perfect. So that practicing gratitude, guys, is like you revving up your engine towards the life, the experience, the moment that you've dreamt of. We were supposed to fly out of Miami coming back from the Conscious Awards on Monday. And that hurricane messed everything up, right? And Ethan is actually still there with our kids. There were no flights from Miami to Oklahoma, nothing. And I had that, again, this important podcast tonight or today in Vegas. And I looked and looked and looked, searched and searched. There were no flights coming west at all. And I called the airline and there was one ticket. The rest of my family couldn't go. They had to stay there. They're still there. But there was one ticket from Miami to Las Vegas. It's a solution. And Ethan is at the beach today taking the kids out, and they're later going onto a boat. So there was a moment where he was like, oh, we're stuck here. And I was like, oh, wait, no. We're blessed. He had already taken this last week off. So he had 2 weeks, off of work and everything. It just works out. So we could have absolutely derailed that entire time, but instead we made the best of it. Those are the moments that can literally make or break your energy right now, my friend. So when you have little hiccups, when you have something that feels like stuck energy, let's not say stuck. Take a breath, clear that energy, and see it as an opportunity for an alignment or a reset. The conversation that you might have by the stranger coming up next to you might be that thing. When you share your dream, your hope, your want, they could have a part of the puzzle piece or a key to this said energy. So let's stop thinking that it's a bad thing. Let's start feeling blessed, because sometimes we have to feel blessed and feel positive and optimistic before that energy starts to show up for us. Okay. All right. So again, with practicing gratitude, it's not just about that. It's also about doing right now, guys, during this Lionsgate time. Again, it's from July 28th, which we're already in. Tomorrow's massive day, August 8th, 2024, which is an 888. This is the time for you to also start to make sure you're doing heart-centered activities. So what can you do that can feel as though you're participating in heart-centered activities? For me, tomorrow would be a really beautiful day to paint. Tomorrow would be a really, really good day for me to, show self-care. It would be a really, really beautiful day to maybe express, not just to everybody else, but to myself, how much I love me. I know, doesn't that feel foreign, right? How many of you on a regular basis tell yourself how much you mean to you? I say that and that feels like, oh, whoa, cringy almost, right? When was the last time you told you how much you loved you? I'm curious. Never. If never, say never in the comments. I love it. Velma says, thank you, lovely. So needed to see you. Confirm my journey. Aw, thank you, Velma. I'm so happy you're here. It's interesting. It's not always easy. This stuff sounds easy, sounds great, but it also means really allowing yourself to move through the hard stuff and come up into this space of love for ourselves, gratitude. And again, finding, well, what is a heart-centered activity? What is it that you could do that could feel that way, that could make you feel joyful, or even be looking or finding your passion? Hi, Dr. Strange. Thank you for being here, my friend. And thank you. Somebody told me they at the Conscious Awards, they were like, oh my gosh, you have changed or physically changed since the beginning of this podcast. And she said, you just look so much younger. She said, you look more beautiful or more whatever. And I sat there and I just took a breath and I was like, you know what? I see that too. If you go back and look at the first podcast, it's really, really interesting, bad quality videos and lights and all that stuff. But when I look back, there has been a change. And I loved myself then, but the love has shown up. Does that make sense? I don't get Botox. I don't do any of that stuff. Not that I'm against it, but I don't. And so it's really interesting. I told her, I said, it's not, Dr. Strange says you look different for sure. Yeah, it's interesting. So I just said I think it's self-love, but it's also being loved well, but loved well by me and being loved well by my partner. Okay. So when love starts to really be authentic, guys, I think we start to infuse it in multiple ways. And I think that's that. I think that's what that is, friends, because there's nothing drastic I've been doing. I may be a little bit blonder, but that is it, right? Interesting. So again, Lionsgate, I want to ask you, how are you going to love yourself tomorrow? How are you going to show love and be heart-centered tomorrow? If you notice that, if you figure it out, if you come up with an idea, you come up with an execution of something, post it on Instagram or Facebook and tag me. I'd love to see it. I'd love to be a witness to your alignment with your action. Okay, friend? Yes. So what does this Lion Gate have in store for us, right? What does it mean? What happens then? I believe that it means that there can be a heightened global like consciousness, like awakening, right? We already know we've been feeling this, but I think tomorrow, what a time if we could all be meditating it on 888 at 8 a.m. or 8 p.m. Can you imagine the energy shifts? Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, it's so interesting. So interesting. So, collective shifts towards awareness, collective shifts towards and for the planet, collective shifts for a heightened connection to other people. You might be finding that you're feeling more drawn to communicate more with those around you. How many introverts are here, right? I'm an introvert. How many of you are on here? Give me an emoji if you're an introvert. You might be finding that you feel more comfortable connecting with other people. You might be feeling as though you're more comfortable connecting to more of the spiritual community. You might be feeling more drawn to be more outspoken in that field, even. You might be feeling as if you're wanting to speak up what it is that you can share for the community, right? Watch it. Pay attention. Diamond, I believe I'm saying Diamond Clay says, like, I want to share my thoughts more. I think you should. I think we're all growing. I think we're all sharing our lives. Bill said this weekend, and I say this often as well, but he reiterated that, the world needs everybody to share the light. And it's through every one of us that it's important for it to be shared, because not everybody can hear it just through myself. Like, some need to hear it through another, right? And so it's extremely important to make sure that when you feel as if it's time for you to start getting out and speaking your ideas, your thoughts, start to express it, start to put it out there. And I think that's part of the awakening. Everybody's like, everybody has a podcast. Well, they do. But I think that's kind of the point, right? Alicia says, ready to share my story, God's story through me. That's right. And only in the way that you can share it, right? Just like every one of you here. I think it's important. So I think that that's the shift. That's the shift that's happening. And so connecting to others on the planet, all over the world, by the way. And I think that's the cool thing with this platform, all of the other platforms that we've got access to. You can choose your platform and just start putting it out there. Karina says, yes, I need to connect more. Been in hermit mode, doing a lot of introspection. And listen, I think that's also important too, Katrina. So thank you for even sharing that and going there. It does not always feel easy, but sometimes we know that it's coming, right? So I know that I have moments where it feels a little bit more like dormant. I always call it dormant, where maybe you're infusing, you're healing your energy. And then, then there might be a burst of, connection, information, sharing, and then you might go back into the dormant season, and just allow yourself to be in your own seasons. It doesn't mean that you have to do it in the way that anybody else does it, but if you feel drawn and the need to do it, share. It's time to share. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Use my stuff as inspiration. Go back and look at some of those first. They are what they are, and that's great. I'm so grateful for them because it can only get better, my friends. That's it, right? Yeah. Sean and I were talking today about that, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, it's so cringy, right? So cringy to go back and look at some of those first." His too. It's how it is. If you're doing it right, you're doing it while being embarrassed. By the way, okay. If you're waiting till you're not, you've waited too long. You waited too long. Okay. I love it. So, big personal growth, lots of empowerment right now, big breakthroughs and personal growth, and all of the different, empowerment things that's happening right now. Really, really watch that because you're being called to stand up in all of these different ways again and share in the way that only you can. So you being authentic, and then also making sure you're coming with such beautiful integrity in only the way that you can, right? So important right now. Also, you're going to be getting lots of moments to share and be self-expressive. Anybody who's really creative right now, you're probably having lots of ideas being funneled through you. Creators, artists, writers, any of that. Many of you will probably be getting, call them downloads, call them whatever you want, that so many of you right now are going to be getting so many like, ooh, I should do that. Or, ooh, some of those are downloads. They're not just ideas, but they're downloads. And sometimes we need to act on that before we're ready. Also, like we're talking about action with the other, as far as getting out and speaking, even with your ideas in writing and in art. I'm talking to myself, by the way, right now. It's time to just get up and start and do that before you feel ready. So right now during this Lionsgate Portal, it's a really, really beautiful time for you to get to it, to start it. And believe that you can do this, by the way, too, okay? So those innovative ideas, this is the time. Big, big time. Another thing, increased public attention and like spirituality surge, okay? And so you might be seeing that draw to step out. Trust it. The world needs it. The world needs more love. The world needs more grace. The world needs more spirit. The world needs more heart. And this is the time for you, every one of us, to step out and do that in only the way that we can. Only the way that we can do it. I love it. Questions? Any questions tonight? I love it. Gonna wait, ask a couple questions if anybody's with me. But the now, though, it is the time to embrace this time more than ever with an open heart, open mindset, believing that the positive outcome is going to find your way. Be very optimistic right now and understand that you've got everything it takes to put these things into effect into your life today. That tomorrow, again, 7:28, think of where your mind's been. If you feel like you've needed to do a reset, do a reset. Be real quick about it. Do it tonight. Do a reset. Pull it together. Meditate. Pray. Get it all out of your system, and then start to really realign your mindset, realign your heart, realign and center your energy so that you can start to be really clear tomorrow, okay? Tomorrow, so that we can do this and take effect of this really, really beautiful energy. 888. Should I return to social media? Yeah, I think you should. I know. Return to it, but for a positive way. Some people get stuck in the scroll. I don't. I mean, I will scroll for a little bit, but I post, I share, I go to a few of the thought leaders pages that I follow, my friends, a couple of the friends, really positive friends, whatever I post, I share, I love their stuff, support them, and I hop off. So if you find yourself staying on and going and being stuck on the scroll and the grind of it, no, don't do it. But maybe find the platform that might work for you. And so share there. You don't have to do it on everything. But I would do that. If you're wanting to share and get your voice out there, yes, I would do it. I love it. Let's see. Best way to unblock throat chakra or to decipher what's causing the blockage. As soon as you said that, or as soon as I read it, my throat started to feel like it was like closing. I find that one of the best ways of clearing the throat chakra for me is singing. It's voicing. It's when you feel that even in conversation with a person and you're wanting to shut down the voice, taking the breath in and consciously, for me, it's visualizing the breath of light coming all the way through, right? Moving through, but then singing and clearing it even with water or anything like that kind of does that for me. Some will say wear a stone around the neck. You could look at that. I'm trying to think of which stone you could actually wear. I'm sure you could find the stone. If that is something that you connect with, I would do that. But singing positive things, or an affirmation even that feels like it really resonates with your heart, do that. Yes. Lauren says, is there a best time for tomorrow, you think? Or you mentioned 8, I think. Yes. For me, I believe it's 8 a.m. or 8 p.m. Pick your 8 is what I would do. Or just do it anytime. I think if you do it, you're in the gold, right? You got this. I love it. Diamond, I love a quartz crystal. I love quartz crystal. So somebody else who's more into crystal kind of teachings might tell you otherwise, but find the one that you connect with. I'm a big believer in that you know what's best for you. Okay. And so meditate on it maybe tonight, maybe ask your higher self, your guides, your angels, and see if they show you something even before you take my information. You understand? So I would do, let's see. I would feel it out and just ask yourself and see what comes through for you and trust it. So if you see pink, maybe that's a rose quartz. If you see purple, maybe that's amethyst. If you see black, maybe that's onyx, or, there's so many different things, but I would ask you first, what does this mean to me? And I would ask for a color or ask for a stone, and whatever you feel drawn to, choose that. Trust you, my friend. Okay. Trust you. I love it. I've been having a reoccurring incidents of strangers choosing me out of the blue to talk. Allison, that is very much a common empathic kind of a thing. It happens. I think that sometimes they can see that one might have a caring heart or a soul, and they just feel as though they want to express the energy. That very often happens. It has happened really my entire life. Even when I was a kid, I would have my friends' parents, and I mean, like, it's when I was in grade school, my friends' mothers would always sit and just talk to me and tell me things that as if they were talking to their best friends. It was just always really interesting. And I'd listen. I might not have always understood, but they would just randomly start talking to me. And it still happens, which is funny. I mean, many of them are now my clients, which is funny. But it's because they feel something within you. So just understand that that's what that is. And when they do, I would inhale, and on the exhale, just show gratitude, but send them back their stuff. Don't take any of it on. Many empaths, when a person does that, they will breathe it in and feel as though it goes, and so they will then feel drained all day long because you're getting more and more and more and more and more kind of put upon you. That, my friends, that breath helps me moment by moment clear my energy. I don't hold on to any of that stuff. None of it. Thank you, my friend. Somebody, let's see here, just gave me a little bonus. Thank you, my friend. I see that there. Thank you. I'm on my cell phone, so it's hard for me to respond. Let's see here. I think I just added somebody. So guys, please forgive me. Trying to do all of this on the cell phone. See, guys, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just get on and start doing your podcast. It's going to be amazing. Where can I find legit crystals? Really, really good question. So I don't know where you're located. I'm out of Oklahoma City, and there's a really cool metaphysical store. I have gone there for, 20 years. If you're in the Oklahoma City area, the place is Craig's Emporium. You've probably already heard about it, but you will get good, authentic crystals there. And if not, I'd find someplace local. So wherever you're from, I'd kind of do the work to find a metaphysical store that really has something that is authentic. I do the research on it. I have a dear friend that she's amazing with crystals. She used to create these amazing malas for myself and for my clients, but she doesn't really do that work much any longer. Her stuff, she was so impeccably particular that the crystals they weren't cheap, but they were so beautiful and authentic. I would find something and she'd be like, that's not real, Cortney, that's fake. And so I would always kind of use her. So maybe communicate with those around you. And so see if that's something that can help you. Somebody said, she copied me. Sandra, she said, she copied me. Unbelievable. What does that mean, my friend? Let me know what that means. Let's see here. Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City is where it was. I love it. Well, friends, I love you all. I don't know what that is. Let's see. I'm looking to see, trying to get all of those little, there's so many questions on. We're going to do sessions next week. Who's ready for that? Oh, Allison says, yes, Craig's. Hi, Allison. There's a long time client of mine. I see you, my friend. I'm so happy you're here. Thank you. That's so awesome. Yeah, Craig's is amazing. They are wonderful. Tonight, again, we are not in the studio. We are in Las Vegas. I have been traveling. I was in Miami all week, and then let's see. Let me see here. There's something. And the home girl I'm reading comes in talking all that blah, blah, blah. All right, friend. I can't, somebody let me know if our friend, is that person being nice or not. If they're not, we will let them go. They can go to a different channel or I will block them. Thank you very much. This is what I love about these podcasts. This is all something that you get to leave. If this is something that's not working for you, you get to go into a different direction, my friend. And so thanks for everything. Yes. Scott says amethyst can be charged with different frequencies. I love that. Thank you. Let's see. All right, guys. Well, we're going to cut that one. All righty there. Yeah, sometimes you just have to exit people out of the podcast. We're cool in this podcast room. We love everybody, want everybody to be in here, but we're going to be nice. We're going to be in here and be respectful. And so if not, we're going to say, love you. Thank you for being here. Got to see you later. And so that is the one thing is that we, on these podcasts, you know, the ugly comments, we don't always keep them around. Okay. All right, my friends. YouTube TGM says stones don't come with frequencies. You have to put the right frequency inside of the crystal. Thank you. That's right. I agree. Some of them, I love crystals. This is, you know, Sean asked me today, even about my, what am I thinking? Evil Eye, right? My necklace. I love this necklace. It's beautiful. However, he was like, you know, do you love that energy? What's it doing for you, or the necklace? And I was like, well, honestly, I love the necklace. For me, I have infused some of my beautiful pieces with, you know, energy, but I don't necessarily believe that the piece of jewelry gives me anything that I haven't given it. So I really appreciate the comment about that, or up there, that I recited. So thank you for that. I do believe that we must infuse these pieces, but I also feel as though we don't really need anything external outside of ourselves that gives us any of that. I'm a huge believer that you've already got the energy of said rose quartz or of said whatever within you. Tune into the frequency, breathe it in, and to me, voila, you're done. I don't know that you have to necessarily purchase something. Now, somebody else might say that you're completely incorrect, Cortney, and you're wrong, and that's fine. I respect it. But that's how it feels to me. That's how it feels to me. All right, guys, listen, couple things. Again, thank you for your nomination for Spiritual Teacher of the Year. I got my award for contribution to the 4BK team, this podcast. I appreciate you. So thank you for this award. It is because of you. I love you all. I thank you so much. For those of you who are wanting more connection, the VIP Inner Circle is where it is at. We are going to be connecting there. We connect twice a month. It is a shared exchange. So whereas here on the podcast, you've got me speaking to you, you can only see me. I cannot see you in the VIP Inner Circle. Twice a month for an hour and a half, both times. So that is 3 hours of shared time and experience together. And so when you get to ask your questions, I get to see you. You get to speak. We collectively connect to that community, and everybody gets to share on whatever the topic is. It's not just me talking. So it's a really beautiful, divine community and a group with people all over the world. It is $11 a month. So if that's something that you're interested in, please go to CourtneyKaneSides.com and join me there. What's so cool about that too is that when we do this tour, we're going to start this tour. I believe it's going to be 2025. And so when that begins, we're going to be also doing like VIP Inner Circle meetup, and then the beautiful event too. So you're going to be able to have even more connections with each other. And I cannot wait to start putting that out there. We're going to hit New York. We're going to hit Chicago, Florida, California. We were talking about Phoenix and Vegas, and then again, Oklahoma City. So if you're in any of those places, hit me up and say, hey, I want to come to those locations. And we cannot wait to come closer to you. So guys, thank you so much for being here tonight. I hope that this helped you with a little bit of insight on what you can expect with the Lionsgate Portal. Make sure you're meditating from now till August 12th, but especially tomorrow, August 8th, the 888th day of the year. It's so important. And I would even double down on that and do it at 8 a.m. or 8 p.m., right? And be mindful maybe all day long. That's what I'm going to be doing. And with that, I love you. I hope that you love this podcast. I appreciate you guys so much. And I thank you for being here and also so beautifully positive and optimistic. And so when we connect to each other, we support each other, it means the world to me, guys. So thank you so much for being here. Make sure you follow my own personal YouTube page at Cosmically Connected with Cortney Kane Sides here on YouTube, and find me over on Instagram at Cortney Kane Sides Medium. All right. I love you guys. I'll see you later.